is rather different than the pagan beliefs in the limited gods, the gods of a small g.
Yes.
I mean, I could say my god is Thunor, the thunder god.
Yes.
He's not all powerful.
Yes.
He's limited, and so the concept of a creator god does vary from the belief in an all-powerful creator to the belief in a limited god.
Yes, it does.
And the belief in no god.
But if you were to talk about the god of thunder, as in the Greek concepts, have they never ever stated that there is one ultimate superior one? They have. Exactly. But now, what I am saying is, look, the mere fact that we are talking about gods with a small g, yes?
And God with a big g. and God with a
and all that, But the fact is, the human mind has already come to understand one thing for sure, that even when we attribute certain things to gods with a small g, ultimately we come to a God with a capital G. Now the question is that where we have got different ideas and philosophies, then it becomes all the more important that we seek the necessary evidence to establish whether, as I use the word, each contention is valid. When we were just discussing earlier, has the brother gone? He took his drink, water and gone. Right, no problem. Basically, we have to come to that one conclusion, or rather the starting point, that look, for me and you to actually consider the idea of a creator, Brother Mustafa is back, to consider the idea of a creator only on the basis of what we consider to be acceptable evidence is somewhat missing the point. That's my contention. You see, as we were just discussing about the innateness of a belief, how can we validate this? As he said, how can we? Do we ask the baby, well, what do you say about this? We can't.
Surely you cannot.
You cannot. So the question is this, that if there is already a seemed, we are perceiving that the baby seems to have this belief of a being. The question I then asked is, okay, what kind of evidence do we then seek? But in order to seek that evidence, we would need a starting point, yes? And that's where we came back to about the yardstick. Now, I am holding the position of being what people consider to be a theist, I can turn around and say, okay, Brother Mustafa, Digley, I'm sorry, what's your
James,
James and Mustafa, okay, you know what, I will tell you what, there is a creator. And I say, do you know how? Because I say so, and that's my yardstick. Do you accept? Naturally, you are going to say, no, sorry, mate, I don't accept your position. So the question I then always look at is, wait a minute, the brother here has made his position clear. He doesn't know. What's your position?
I do not know, is all I can say.
Right, excellent. Excuse me, brother. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I didn't expect you until next week.
See? We like shocking people.
Fair weather Dawah.
Sunny weather Dawah. So, we are back to that. You see, it often makes me wonder, okay, if we hold a position of I don't know, would we do that in the very most important aspects of our lives? Would we say, okay, so as an example, if you woke up one day and there's a colleague of yours who, according to your perception, seems to be seriously ill, would we call the doctors, the ambulance? Would we ask for a response? Or would we say, well, I don't really know whether he is or he isn't, so I'll leave it as it is. What would we do? It's a logical sort of, what would you do?
First, to determine it, but his condition is physical.
As he said, first thing, try and help him.
I agree, it's a physical.
But his condition is physical, and I try to understand the parallel between...
Yeah, sorry.
Life, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, James. You just... Sorry, Mustafa. Just let me just... Yeah. Sorry, you just missed the point. The issue is not that. The issue is the position of holding I don't know. I'm saying, would we just, in the important aspects of our lives, as a result of which I used that example, that if you came to something like that, would you just say, I don't really know, so I'll leave it at that? You won't do that, will you?
I wouldn't know, but that is a physical... The idea that a God exists, that is not important.
No, James, you missed it. You missed the point. The issue is, your position is you don't know whether there is or there isn't a creator.
Yeah, but I cannot draw a parallel.
Brother Mustafa's... Yeah, no, I'm not drawing a parallel. What I'm saying is, look, shouldn't we as human beings consider that our level of importance on certain questions may be perhaps misguided? So, as an example, I use that in normal everyday life, yeah, if there is something very, very important, we would not hold the position of I don't know and leave it at that. We would definitely seek out the necessary answers that we may seek. That's the position I'm holding. So when my brother here and you, my brother, say, our position is we really don't know. So I am saying, well, how can we arrive at a position where we can say definitively no or definitively yes?
It's a bit more subtle than that.
No problem.
Because again, so agnosticism, there's a spectrum of
Yes.
beliefs that fall
Yes.
into what we call agnosticism.
Yes.
One of the questions of agnosticism is, can we know at all?
Yes.
Is there a point where is it even possible to know? And another dimension of agnosticism is like, I don't care if
Yes.
God exists or doesn't exist,
Yes.
because it doesn't appear to have any impact if I take either side, but life
Yes.
seems to occur in the same way.
Yes.
And the third position is, I think the question is stupid.
Yes.
So agnosticism can cover a pretty
Yeah.
wide range. So the question I would have is like, is it possible to know to begin with? Is the
Yeah.
real question I have.
Yes.
And is it possible to know, right? I don't think it is for a human being. I think the question is far too grand. And I'm happy to go for...
Thank you.
I'm happy. So here's the thing. I'm happy to go if someone says I have faith. I respect that position.
Okay.
That's not a position I would take because it's
Yeah.
not... Oh, thank you again, brother. If someone tells me that, I respect...
James, would you like some water, brother? It's ice cold. Yeah, sorry.
And I would respect that position, that I have faith God exists. Whether or not I can know for sure is another aspect. Or no, I know for sure, and here are the reasons why.
Okay.
And I've yet to hear convincing arguments to know I know for sure. If that answers
I can see what you mean. But just quickly, before we get to that last aspect, when you look at agnosticism and you played out certain positions, from one, I don't really know, to one, I don't really care, to one, it's a stupid question anyway. Yeah? So it's a sort of trinity of questions here.
Yeah,
Okay?
Trinity of I don't give a damn, basically.
Yeah, I don't give a real monkeys, you know what, I'm just doing it for the sake of it. Agreed. However, what I am saying is, look, we have got agnosticism, okay? We've got atheism. We've got what we have collectively called theism.
And there's another one too.
Deism.
Deism.
We are,
Deity.
do you mind? Let's stick to one before we go off.
Yeah.
Total to another tree.
on in,
We'll
man.
jump off. Get here.
Yeah, it's a tree on Mars. Yeah.
No, but here it is. Look, there are so many competing ideas, okay? Going to the question about certainty, yeah? I, commonly whenever I'm having conversations with friends here, I will state, I do not subscribe to the word religion, I do not subscribe to the word faith, yeah?
Okay.
So how do I hold my position? I hold my position on one thing only, on the evidence, the information that is available, and basing my position on that. So if we were to go with this about a creator, going from what you said, you see, can we really know? It's either, for my view, it's either yes or it's no. What do we need to know, and to what extent about the creator is that a valid question?
Sure.
It is, isn't it?
Sure.
That will determine whether you are in a position of knowing or a position of not knowing. Yeah, sure.
Are you certain that you do not know?
That's already I don't know.
That's a very difficult
Because if you're
question.
certain that you know that you don't
But if you say no, you are still certain about no. So you can't get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of works both ways.
Yeah, but
Are you certain you know? It's like, are you certain you don't know?
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the question then therefore arises this. If I were to say, and we did touch on it, I'm sorry brother, I'm going to include you in this, yeah? Can any one of us confidently assert here right now that we know everything there is to know about just Hyde Park, like I mentioned to you?
Of course not.
Why not?
Well, I don't have the senses or the capability to determine everything happening everywhere.
Does that necessarily mean that there are beings who may transcend this particular way we look at things? Is there a possibility?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Right.
Yeah.
Our limitedness
Okay.
does not allow us to be able to know what is going on in Hyde Park right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. For the rest of the video, come to Alltruthrevealed.